Let's get to the talk. Let's get to the talk. So I kind of alluded to it with Ian about where do you feel like the Knicks will finish. Raw, what do you think the Knicks is going to finish this year?
I like 45 plus. I like 45.
45.
Yeah. And I was saying that before the Detroit game, but I think it more now because I'm just thinking one of the keys before this season was Julius Randle, and for a lot of reasons. And to me, it's not about the average of points and rebounds. It's just a lot of other things. And those other things were displayed very well against Detroit. And it's not because Detroit is going to struggle. It's because he could do those things, like he can decide to pass or move with the ball within 2 or 3 dribbles. He did that against Detroit. He could do that against anybody. He can hustle and rotate like he did against Detroit. He could do that against anybody. And then Jalen Brunson and RJ Barrett are really the first 2 options, which leaves him one-on-one with guys that usually cannot guard him one-on-one. That could happen against anybody. So those type of things, and he had no turnovers. And so those type of things, I feel like he can do on a nightly basis. And if he does, I'm really confident the Knicks winning 45 games.
Ooh, okay. I like optimism. I like that confidence.
You know what it is for me? Like, I love what Jalen Brunson brings, but like I said, the Cavs adding Donovan Mitchell is a big deal. I feel like Atlanta adding my guy from the Spurs is a big deal too. Like, there's gonna be matchups that kind of be tough for us, right? Toronto, even they kind of they always give us problems because they're just so athletic and long. Pause. Right, so it could get rough with some of these matchups. Yeah, Murray. Yeah, thank you, Sean. Like for me, the Knicks, they have a lot of X factors, right? When you have a lot of youth on your team, that means you have a lot of X factors. But X factors aren't guaranteed; they're X factors. But like for me, you have Cam, you have Quick, you have Deuce. You have RJ. If any of those guys hit, they go to the next level, and Obi, then, things can happen. But for me, a couple of things have to happen. One, the youth has to hit, right? Especially RJ. And 2, if the youth on the bench hits, Tibbs has to be smart enough to play them. And that's the other part. Because we all saw last season when Alec Burks was playing off of over Deuce and quickly. And we saw how Julius Randle was playing and Obi was balling and Randle still got the minutes. So stuff like that can happen if we're going to get to that 45 wins. You know what I mean?
I don't think it will. I think the first unit this year is better than the first unit last year. I think
that's true.
Just Jalen Brunson. So
absolutely,
the first unit is not going to be as bad, getting us in as many holes as they did last year. So I'm expecting better play there. And with the addition of Isaiah Hartenstein, I'm really seeing the Mobb Deep go to a new level. So that's why I'm very high on them. And I think they can get 45 wins. It's going to be, I think, really honestly, and I know I'm sounding optimistic, but I think this is going to be Tibbs' best coaching job in his 3 years with the Knicks right here, because they've helped him out by removing certain of his,
crutches.
Crutches, right? And so, if he leans on somebody, and I really fully expect at least 2 of these youth to pop this year, and the playing time they're going to get. So I'm very confident, in the 45 wins. And yes, everybody in the East got better. But one thing about the Knicks and about Tom Thibodeau, no matter how good you are, the Knicks always going to have a puncher's chance because of that defense. And I think they're going to return to the defensive glory they had 2 years ago.
Jay Ellis, get the gunshots ready.
He about to go out the window. He about to jump out of here. Here we go. What you got?
50 burger, man. I think the ceiling's a 50 burger. I think the floor is 40, 41. The ceiling is a 50 burger. And let me tell you why before y'all kick me off the chat.
We ain't gonna do that, Lee. You on point, baby. You on point. We ain't gonna do that.
I really believe that this team, more than any other Knicks iteration in the last 20 years since Dylan taken over, the number one hole has been filled. Like, we needed Brunson. This roster, the way it's constructed, need a point guard like Brunson more than any other roster construction of the past 2 decades, and we got him. Brunson is an unbelievable pick and roll player. He's an efficient three-point shooter. Need to see more of those flamethrowers from the perimeter, but he's a heady, smart, cool as a cucumber, like point guard that's going to add stability to the position that's needed for damn near 20 years, man. This ain't no Charlie Ward, Howard Isley, Chris Childs. This is a guy who could be an all-star this season, and I think will be in contention for Most Improved Player of the Year award, because he's going to go from 16 points per game to about 21, 22. And we're so deep. He, like I said in past podcasts, he is not coming here like Carmelo to an empty bench and bad rotations. He's coming here fortified by Derrick Rose, Emmanuel Quickley, and dare I say it, Deuce McBride. That forward guard rotation is elite in terms of the point guard position, with a coach that runs his entire offense through the point guard and allows him to have freedom and control on the court, a la Derrick Rose and the Chicago Bulls. Thibs allows his point guards, when he trusts them, to really run the offense the way they see best fit, and really find the best complementary pieces within those star units. And I think we finally see that, to DeRaw's point. This year, this is going to be the best coaching job, I agree, that Thibs has had since coming out of New York. And with this level of depth, every player is going to be unlocked. Julius, Obi, Mitch, Grimes, Fournier, RJ, Quickly, playing alongside Jalen Brunson is going to unlock their potential, because so many of them are not self-starters on offense. They need someone to get them going. 50 burger. Here we come.
The 50 burger.
Bring that. Bring more of that. Bring more of that.
I don't know if I can follow that up, because this man said 50. This man said a half century. So I know my prediction is not going to be as great as that. It's not going to blow away people as great as that prediction was. But I think I'm a bit more on the reasonable side.
All right, G. Coming back. Oh my God.
Did you just call him unreasonable? That's what I heard. I'm instigating right now.
So,
oh my gosh, right?
I'm going to lead off by saying this. It is hard for me to make a prediction off of one preseason game against the Detroit Pistons. It's really hard for me to make. But I will say this. My prediction is 43-39 season. They're going to finish 7th in the East, and they're going to lock down a 7th seed and go into the playoffs as a 7th seed, and that's going to be my prediction. I think the X factor.
I like that. I mean, I like Lee's better, but
yeah,
I like Lee's better too.
I like Lee's
better too. It's just that I don't know if I have the confidence to say the Knicks are going to win 50 games. I just don't know if I have that confidence.
To me, that's what Lee put them on the table and said, "This is it, baby."
Exactly.
He was bouncing them gonads off the table and said, "This is it."
Yeah.
Let's go.
Like that big domino, that big double six to end the game domino, slam it down on the table.
Yeah, but these are my reasons why I think they're going to go 43-39.
40.
The way I look at this Knicks team, I think the Knicks are deceptively deep. You know, like you look at the Knicks 10 players that they have, and that team, I think the Knicks are good from 1 to 10, literally. They have good players from 1 to 10, so I think that's going to help them out throughout the season. The only reason I don't have the Knicks higher is because I know how tough the East is. That's the only reason I don't have the Knicks higher, but I think 1 to 10, the Knicks are solid. An X factor for me this season is going to be Julius Randle. I feel like if Julius Randle can play anything like the Julius Randle he was during his All-Star year, that's going to help the Knicks out tremendously this season. And I also feel like another X factor for the Knicks is going to be Jalen Brunson as well.
Yeah.
Because the Knicks haven't had a talent at point guard like Jalen Brunson for a while. And for a very long time, the Knicks have been struggling in the point guard position for a very long time, and bringing in somebody like Brunson is going to be a major help to the Knicks. And like Lee said, this is a guy that loves running the offense to his point guard. So the fact that Knicks have Brunson, Rose, Quickly, all these guys are solid starters at point guard, I feel like this team is going to fly this season. They're going to be good on defense. So yeah, 43-39, 7th seed in the East.
Yeah. I can see
Ryan
it.
G threaded the needle, man. I mean, you gotta respect that. He threaded the needle.
Ryan.
I mean, I wouldn't be crying if the Knicks did that.
Me neither.
Yeah,
I said 42. I mean, I'm in the ballpark.
But I want to see the 50 though. I want to see the 50.
I want to
I
see
want
the
to see
50.
the 50.
I definitely want to see the
I
50.
say I see a minimum of 45, but I could totally see Lee's prediction coming to
Because
pass. No question.
The way this team is constructed, we can handle 1 or 2 injuries.
Yeah.
But that injury is RJ Barrett. Okay, that's one thing. But a Fournier injury or a Mitch injury, because of the depth of his team, I think we can maintain the semblance of our chemistry
Right.
and the runs we're making. As long as we have Brunson, the offense won't change.
That's
and
right.
that is key. He sits, Derrick Rose enters a game. What better 1-2 combo is there in the East? I mean, to
I
me,
agree.
that's like
I
brilliant.
agree.
Those are 2 high IQ point guards that know Thibs' system.
That's right.
I agree. I agree with all those things. I just know the East is a beast right now, man. It's just
Oh, it
easy.
is. It's tough.
East is a beast. It's not gonna be easy. But
It's tough.
like I said, our team is so young. We pretty much have a team of X factors. Like anybody can literally be X factor on a team. You got Jalen Brunson, who came from Dallas, who was behind Luka Doncic, come here, has a chance to lead the team. He can start to put up all-star numbers theoretically and still not make the all-star game because the East is just that deep. But
Yeah.
I can see him putting up 20 and 7 on the season on 50% shooting and not make the all-star team because the East is that deep right now. You know what I mean? But I can
Especially
see
at point guard.
Exactly.
You're talking about Trey Young. You're talking about Marcus Smart. You're talking about Kyrie Irving. There's a lot. And then Drew Holiday. All of them in the East, man. So, and then of course there's LaMelo Ball as well.
Right.
So you got a lot of dudes like. So like if some of those dudes really suck, but they can still get voted in. So their teams might suck, but they can still get voted in. So.
Right.
It's gonna be tough, but
he can
that
pop.
doesn't matter. I mean, I hope he does make the All-Star team, but I'm just saying, if we can get 50 wins, I am all in. All-Star.
Me too. Him,
Yes, sir.
RJ could pop. OB, Randall, anybody, man. It could be anybody right now. But salute to the chat, man. Listen, I'm gonna take some calls right now. So callers, if you want to talk to the guy specifically, give me a second to like switch over the sound so you can hear them because I still have some kinks to work out. But first caller up, I know we got Edson from LI.